All right, this particular problem isn't super challenging, but I did want to go over some of the basics of slope because there's some very simple mistakes that get made that we should be able to check with just a couple of quick checks. So what I want to talk about are some basic properties of slopes for those quick checks to be able to look at a slope and say, I know roughly what this looks like. So they boil down to two different types of quick checks. The first quick check that I want you to do is based on whether your slope is positive or negative. A positive slope is going to result in an increasing line. And what I mean by that is as you go left to right, you're going uphill. Whereas a slope that's negative will result in a decreasing line, meaning as you go left to right, you're going downhill. So that's the first piece that I want you to remember. Now, for the second piece, we're going to talk about the steepness of the line. So a slope of 1, which means go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, results in a 45-degree angle. So it's exactly halfway in between vertical and horizontal. So let's talk about what happens if your slope gets larger than that. So if the absolute value of your slope is larger than 1, so you're talking about numbers like 2, 3, 4, or -2, -3, -4, then that's going to tell me that we are steeper than a 45-degree angle. So what I mean by that is if it's positive, we're steep. If it's negative, we're steep in this direction. Now, if on the other hand, the absolute value of your slope is between 0 and 1, so you're talking about a fraction, you're talking about a half, a third, 2/3, -2/3, -1/4, then you're more shallow than a 45-degree angle. Meaning if we have a positive slope, we're more shallow like this. If we have a negative slope, we're more shallow like that. So in terms of this problem that we're actually trying to graph up here, that's in y equals mx plus b form, our slope in this case is 1 over 3. So in terms of our general look at things, we're talking about a positive slope, so we should be increasing, meaning as we walk left to right, we should be going uphill. So that tells me it's not A because A is decreasing, and it's not D because D is also decreasing. Now the slope of 1/3 is also going to be shallow then. So that tells me it's not C because C is steep. But it is B because B is shallow. Now we can verify that the y-intercept was -2, and it is -2 here, so the answer of B looks good. But again, the big things I want you to make sure you know about are over here on the right as they pertain to slope. That positive slopes are increasing, whereas negative slopes are decreasing. Slopes that are larger than 1 in absolute value are steep. Slopes that are between 0 and 1 in absolute value are shallow.